Oh guys, so it's Thursday afternoon, should I say evening, it's getting pretty late. And the mowers have been selling like candy. They've just been leaving my hands like crazy. I've been getting a lot of free ones in that people have given me. I got this one for free. It's an older Murray. And the guy also gave me a Craftsman weed whacker with it, and it runs, but it needs a little work. And I don't know about this thing. This thing definitely needs some love, but wow, surprisingly that still works, I think. I have no idea. But anyways, so I've got a whole bunch of lawnmowers that I just keep getting free from people. You guys saw this one. This one's pretty much ready to go. I just need to tune the carburetor on it a little bit. And that thing, I just need to service the transmission and it should be good. But I got this Craftsman right here. I sold that Kohler today and got 140 bucks for it. And the guy also had this in his truck, and he's like, yeah, I was just going to throw this out to the curb, but you're more than welcome to have it if you want it. And I was all, oh yeah, I'll definitely take that off your hands, no problem. So let's go ahead and unload it out of the car and see what we got. And so here, I guess, is the first look of this thing. It's got my favorite kind of Briggs motor on it, which reminds me I need to buy a new base gasket for this one too. So I'll probably do that tomorrow after work. I gotta go get a couple more of those. I need to buy those off eBay as well in bulk. But anyways, so this has got my favorite Briggs & Stratton small engine on it. Bag is in decent shape. I think there is a small rip in it somewhere. It's down here. And it's actually in really good shape underneath. Now you're supposed to tip these over, exhaust it facing up, but I'm not going to start it, so I'm not worried about it. It's really clean. The blade has seen some better days, as you guys can see right there. And that's a pretty significant chunk that was taken off. But honestly, for an old mower that's been sitting for a long time, this is the cleanest that I've seen one that I've picked up. So let's go ahead and test the compression. Got the handle down. Oh yeah, it's got compression. So that's good. That'll be a runner. Needs some work, but I'm pretty sure I have really everything I need for it in the Hoard, minus the carburetor base gasket, so I'll have to get that. But everything else looks good on it. It still has the original spark plug from the factory. There's the model number. What I like about these Craftsmans is they all have the model number in the same spot. See if I can get this off. This thing was kind of seized on there. Oh shit. Might need some assistance with that. This should work. There we go. You can see if there's any oil in this thing. Looks like there's a significant amount of oil, but that's not accurate. Or it could be. Oh, I've been wrong before, boys. Got the dipstick all cleaned off. Go ahead and throw it back in. Yeah, it's pretty much bone dry. We'll thread it down just for posterity. Just a little bit at the end. So this one's definitely going to need an oil service. I always do that anyways for people when they buy lawnmowers from me. It's not a big deal to go ahead and change the oil for them, because you know it's probably going to be the last time that oil is ever going to be changed is when it leaves my hands. But yeah, this should be an easy fix, as well as that one. Shouldn't really be too much to that one either. I haven't even checked how much oil's in this thing. I think there is. Just a little bit, not much. So that one will be serviced as well. I might go ahead and paint that top shroud because it makes it look nicer. But anyways, I guess I can kind of turn this into a little bit of a vlog now. It's kind of already going that way anyways. The Ranger has officially been sold. I sold it last night. I got a huge profit on it. Of course, I don't know how much of a profit it came out to be after the after, you know, all the work that I put into it, but it was a pretty significant profit because I got a good deal on it when I bought it anyways. So the Ranger is officially gone. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to replace it with. I'm still looking around trying to find what's right, and it's really not the easiest, you know, trying to sort through all the crap and then finding the things that are actually good, which are usually overpriced. But anyways, this thing's been running good. I found that because it doesn't have a manual choke, at least one that's on the dash, what I typically do when I sit on it is reach over with my left hand and push this linkage forward like that, and that chokes out the carburetor, and it starts very quickly after that. So I've been doing that every time I've been starting it, but this thing's been running really good. I've been completely satisfied with this thing as well. And I guess I can show you guys some of the Mower Hoard, what I have left. I need to go through these again and kind of sort them out because the vast majority of these are either completely fucked and don't run, or they need a little bit of work. But this one right here is a older MTD. It's exactly like one of those first ones that I fixed up a couple years back. So it'll be nice. I've already gotten this one running, but the blade brake assembly is kind of loose, so it doesn't really work all that well. But it runs really good. This one, I need to go through it again and get a carburetor, or not a carburetor, but a bag for it. This one is just too old for me to sell to make any sort of profit on. I might try and sell it, but I don't know yet. But last I checked, this one does run fine. It's just really old. This thing is, the motor on this one, the connecting rod completely let go. It blew up. It just freewheels. This thing I've just been using for parts. There's an empty deck. Haven't found anything for it yet. I think I've got the bag for it in the back of the old Ranger. That thing I suspect has a burned valve. Haven't really messed with it since I last made the video on it. I've thought about attacking that again at some point, but I just have not gotten to that point yet. This thing, I'm just waiting for the parts for that Honda motor that I have for it that originally came off of it. And then once I have those parts in hand and I can rebuild that, I'll have this thing back together and I'll be using this at the house. That edger only runs on wide open throttle for some reason, so it's probably a linkage issue with the carburetor. Eventually I'm going to start attacking that again, but there isn't really much of a resale value in these, surprisingly. Not like a lawnmower. And so I just really haven't started messing with it all that much lately. This is just a parts motor. This should be in the shop, but it's out here. I've got a Toro bag here, but I don't have a Toro mower to put it on. It's just chilling there. This thing has a cracked block that they tried to seal up with some sort of glue or epoxy, which obviously it didn't work. I've never known, and that actually looks like caulking, dried up caulking right there. It looks like a leaf, but it's not. But, you know, stuff like that never works. So this is actually a newer Briggs & Stratton motor. It's just completely trashed, and you know, it's so new that I've not been able to find anything else that needs parts off of it yet. But the deck is good. This Honda just needs a blade adapter, which is about $40 when I can find it. They're pretty expensive. This mower, I would love to restore this someday, but it needs a fairly significant amount of work done to it. One of the drive wheels actually needs to be either rebuilt or replaced, which is not going to be cheap either way. And it needs a couple linkages for the carburetor. It runs. I got it running, but it's going to need a lot more work, and it's probably not going to be one that I would sell just because of wouldn't really be making any money back on it. But I would like to get this one going someday. Got a couple edger frames, nothing big there. I've got a couple Briggs & Stratton motors, but as I stated with the other one, there really isn't much of a reason to fix them up as of yet. I make a lot more money off these mowers. This one has been a royal pain in my ass since I got it running. I've actually completely gone to using this thing only for parts. It's got some sort of electrical issue, and I don't think it's a magneto. It could be the magneto, but it's just got an issue where it just does not want to start and stay running. And you know, it's not a carburetor issue. I don't know what it is, but it's just needed a lot more work that I've been willing to give it. And so yeah, here it sits. But the deck and the bag are good. So that's the state of a lot of my parts mowers and decks and stuff that I have. Hopefully I'll be adding more to this. I keep getting more and more mowers, so it just keeps happening. But the grass has been staying green for the most part. I keep hearing that El Nino is supposedly backed off a little bit and we're not supposed to get much more rain, and then there's conflicting reports out there saying that it's just basically taking a break and it's going to come back big time. So who knows what's going to happen. The weather dicks are always wrong anyways. So it was pretty sad to see the Ranger go. My buddy went with me when I went and sold it. And after, you know, the guy bought it and everything, he loved it. Loved how clean it is, or clean it was. And I told my buddy, I was like, you know, letting that thing go is kind of letting a piece of my soul go. Because I've had that truck for about 2 years, just almost 2 years. I wanted to do a tribute video to it, but I just never got around to it, and it's been showcased so many times on this channel anyways. But the guy that bought it's going to be using it for what it was designed for, just like I was, and you know, he seemed to be really happy with it. And I got a price on it that I was very happy with, so out with the old, in with the new, I guess, and hopefully I can find something a little bit better, more suitable for my needs. I am still going to use this no matter what I get. If I do get some sort of minivan that doesn't have a trailer hitch on it, I will be putting a trailer hitch on whatever I buy. Minivan, you know, cargo van, whatever I get. Kind of started off I just wanted to talk about this one, but you know, I figured I'd give you guys an update on all the other mowers and stuff, and all the other projects I've got going on. I didn't even mention. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys all stay classy. Rate, comment, subscribe.